learners, welcome to Constant Learners. In the previous video, we discussed cardinality, which is the relationship between entities. That is how entities are related to one another and how many times an entity of an entity set participates in a relationship set. In the previous two videos, we've also discussed one-to-one, one-to-many, and many-to-one relationships. In today's video, we are going to discuss many-to-many relationship. And this also we're going to discuss using both ER model as well as the relational model. All right, let's get started. But before that, I'd like to request you to please subscribe to my channel and push the notification bell so that you can get notified every time I upload a video. And if you're liking my content, please give the video a thumbs up and share your thoughts in the comment section below. All right. So many-to-many relationship is denoted as M is to N. In some places, it is also denoted as just single M. All right. Now here in this ER diagram, we have two entities. One is the student's entity and the other one is the classes entity. We've already discussed the ER model, relational model in the data models video. I will link that video in the description box. Please make sure you watch that video because those concepts are very important to understand all of these further concepts, right? Now, this student entity has three attributes: roll number, name, and marks. And classes entity also has three attributes: class ID, subject, and professor. Now, the relationship between these two entities is that students takes classes, right? So, the students are taking classes. But what type of relationship do we want to build between these two entities? Many to many relationship. That is, many students are taking many classes. That means one student can take multiple classes, another student can take the same classes or different classes. Let's say we have a set 1 here and set 2. Alright, in set 1 we have two students with roll number 1 and 2. In set 2 we have the classes. Let's say C1, C2, C3 and C4. Now, student with roll number 1 is taking classes C1, C2 and C4. And student with roll number 2 is taking classes C2, C3 and C4. Right? So, this student with roll number 1 is taking three classes. That means one student is taking many classes, right? This student also, roll number 2, is taking many classes, right? So here we are getting a one-to-many relationship. But if we look at the reverse of this, one class is being taken by multiple student, right? So one class is being taken by many students. So both ways we are getting many-to-many relationship. Many students are taking many classes, right? Because every student is taking many classes and the same class is being taken by many students. So in both the directions, we are getting many-to-many relationship. Now we know that whenever we build a relationship between two entities, we use their primary keys, right? So again, we are going to build a relationship table using this primary key, that is roll number, and this primary key, that is class ID. So this is our relationship table. In this, roll number 1 is taking two classes, that is C1 and C3. But same class C1 is being taken by roll number 2 also. Same class C3 is being taken by roll number 2 also, right? So we mean to say that many students are taking many classes, right? So we are building a many-to-many relationship. Let's define many-to-many relationship. Multiple occurrences in an entity set. So this is an entity set. Let's say set 1. So multiple occurrences in an entity set can relate to multiple occurrences of another entity set. Like this, 1 is going to 2 classes. 2 is also going to multiple classes, right? And both 1 and 2 are going to same classes also. Here, both 1 and 2 are going to C1 and both 1 and 2 are going to C3 also. So multiple occurrences in first set is relating to multiple occurrences of entity in another set, right? In other words, an entity in set A, let's say this entity, one entity in set A can link to any number of entities in set B. So here it is relating to three entities, 1, 2, 3, all three, C1, C2 and C3, while an entity in set P can link to any number of entities in set A. So, if we talk about this entity in set B, that is C1, it is linking to both the students with roll number 1 and 2. If we talk about C3, it is also linking to both the roll numbers, that is 1 and 2. So, both ways, multiple entities in first set is linking to multiple entities in another set, that is second set, and multiple entities in second set is linking to multiple entities in first set. Only then we can say that many to many relationship is being established, right? Now in one to one to many to one, we also discussed how do we select the primary key in the relationship table, right? And then whichever is the primary key, we merge that table with the original entity set. If you've watched those videos, you will understand this point, right? Now here, in this case, this roll number is taking reference from this primary key here. And we know that whenever an attribute is taking reference from primary key in another table, then it is known as a foreign key, right? So this is a foreign key here. And here this class ID, this is also taking reference from this primary key here. So this is also going to be a foreign key, right? This is what happens in every relationship table. Now, out of these two foreign keys, we select one as the primary key, right? This is what we have done in one-to-one, one-to-many and many-to-one relationship. But here, in this case, in many-to-many relationship, which attribute is going to act as a primary key, right? Because in this relationship table also we need a primary key. So whether roll number will act as the primary key or class ID will act as the primary key. Now look here. Here in this case, we have repetitive data in case of roll number. Roll number 1 is coming twice. Roll number 2 is coming thrice, right? So roll number cannot be a primary key because primary key is supposed to be unique and not null. And roll number in this case is not unique, right? Let's look at the class ID. Now here in class ID, C1 is also repeating twice, right? C3 is also repeating twice. So again, in this case, class ID also cannot become the primary key. Then what will be the primary key? We are going to take both of these attributes together to make the primary key. So our primary key will be roll number class ID. This is known as a composite or compound primary key. What is the meaning of composite or compound primary key? Whenever two or more than two attributes are combined together to form a primary key, then we call it a composite or compound primary key, because it is not necessary that only single attribute is going to act as a primary key. And in this case, both roll number as well as class ID is not unique, but their combination is unique. Here we have 1 C1, 1 C3. 2C1, 2C2, 2C3. So their combination is unique in every row, right? Since their combination is unique in every row, they can together act as a primary key. Now in previous types, that is one-to-one, one-to-many and many-to-one, we also used to reduce the tables, right? We used to merge the tables. But in this case, can we combine this relationship table with the students table? No, we cannot, right? Because here in this case, roll number is supposed to be unique. But here, in case of relationship table, roll number is not unique. So we cannot merge these two tables together. And talking about relationship and classes table, can we merge these two tables together? No, that is also not possible because here also C1, C2, C3 are supposed to be unique. The class IDs cannot be repetitive. But in this case, in relationship table, the class IDs are repeating. So in case of many-to-many relationship, we cannot reduce the tables or we cannot merge two tables together. So both foreign keys are not unique, right? Neither roll number nor class ID. They are both not unique. Thus, they are combined together to form a composite or compound primary key in the relationship table, and therefore the tables cannot be merged or reduced. That was all for many-to-many relationship. In this video, we have completed the concept of cardinality. From the next video, we are going to start with normalization. First, we'll discuss what is normalization, why do we need it, and then we are going to discuss the different types of normal forms. Alright, I hope that this was clear. If it was, please give this video a thumbs up. It really matters to me. Share your thoughts in the comment section and please subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for watching.